This video is a little different from those how to get rich videos because it is not always about wealth. And to be honest, I'm not qualified to really tell people how to become rich because I am not a rich myself, but I can safely say that I am not poor now. So at least if you think that you are poor, then you can learn how to think from this mindset so that you can grow out from this poor cycle. And disclaimer first, don't feel judged if the shoe fits because I don't know you personally, so I definitely am not attacking you. Because if you don't learn and wake up today, maybe some years down the road, you'll look back and say, hey, I remember Honeymoneysg saying this, but I didn't adopt it. So all in all, you don't really have to agree with me. If you think I'm talking rubbish, just treat it as financial entertainment. But if you really want to learn in a close-knitted environment where people are trying to do better on their personal finance, then join us at over 11,000 members at the Honeymoneysg Telegram group. The number one poor decision that people make is that they pay with their time rather than their money. Can we all agree that time is a limited resource while money can be earned back? And I totally understand why some of you love to pay with time and not with money, because I was from such a childhood before where money is scarcity and the only resource you have is time. Therefore, you try to wait for things to be free, and then by the time the free version is out, so many people have already moved ahead because they had the money to pay for it firsthand. Let me give you a very realistic example. I don't know how many of you watching you all remember this role-playing game called MapleStory. And in this game MapleStory, they used to have this cash coupon or experience coupon where they give you double the experience points or 2x EXP. And the price of it is $3.50, I remember. So for this $3.50, whatever monsters you kill, whatever bosses you kill, they will give you 2x the EXP. Which is a pretty good deal, right? You just pay $3.50 and you can double your experience points. So back then, I was a really broke student, like $3.50 could afford me 2 meals in school. Which was why in order for me to advance further in the level and in the game, I want to buy all these 2x EXP, but I have to have money. So I went out to work, and in fact, back then, I went on to take one of the highest paying jobs per hour, which is tuition. And during tuition, I was being paid $30 an hour. So $30 an hour, and each lesson being at least 2 hours, that will give me around $60. So with $60, I could buy so many 2x EXP coupons, which also meant that I spent much less time at the game to achieve the same level of EXP. Over time, I realized that I actually enjoy making money more than earning EXP on that stupid game. So I gave up the game altogether and went on to teach tuition for quite a long while. And then I took up more clients, more students, and that eventually became one of my most important side hustles that lead me to my current status. This is a really simple or childish example, but let me apply that to adult life. I know a lot of you working adults do not like to pay for things, especially Singaporeans, right? Like we are talking about express queues, shortcuts, even for professional certifications, licenses, courses, certifications that can propel you to the next level. Like once you have this license or certification, you can charge higher or you can advance in your corporate role. And all these are considered investments that can boost your own self-worth and your own professional skills level. But many of you don't like to pay, want to wait for the free version or wait for other people to expose it so that you can use it for free. But do you realize that those people who have paid for that service or for that course or certification have gone on so faster ahead than you by a few months or even years? And the time that you have spent for waiting is not worth it at all, because all the time that you spend could have been better used to improve yourself and improve your self-worth so that you become more employable and you can command a higher salary. I can assure you that once you have progressed really far in life, your income per hour becomes so significant that you won't really sweat the small money, like paying extra to get better service or express queue just to save your time, because you'll realize that time is the only limited resource in this world and not money. Well, unless you're already doing something productive on the side while you're waiting, then this paying with your time rather than money thing, I think is very prevalent among those people who are trying to reach a higher level. Number 2 bad decision that the poor made is choosing a wrong partner. I'm not talking about business partner, I'm talking about romantic partner. And I know that this topic is rarely talked about by other people because it seems so not significant, right? But do you realize why it's called the significant other or your SO? It is because it plays such an important role in your later half of your life. In Chinese, we say the 三观 must be aligned, which is your values, your morals, your ethics, and all these things that encompasses how your worldview is. And ultimately, you may realize that your spouse is your most important financial decision of your life, much more than your career. In Chinese, we say 家和万事兴. In the opposite, it also means 家不和万事不兴. I translate it for you. It means if the family members are all happy, then the family will prosper together. Which also means that if the family is chaotic, there are disagreements and arguments and quarrels every single day, no one can prosper at all. Because all your time is devoted to arguments, quarrels, and negative energy, where is the time to go and prosper? You see, the thing about poor families is that they will quarrel about everything. Even like you accidentally drop the bowl and it breaks on the floor, then the family member will scold you. Why you didn't hold it properly? Now I have to spend so much money to buy another bowl. Quarrel about all these small money issues, Whereas if you have the money to replace a bowl, you will just say, that's fine as long as you're not hurt. Are you injured? Okay, you care more about the safety of that person rather than how much the bowl is worth. Because the cost of a bowl is easily replaceable to you, but it may not be easily replaceable for a poor family. So can you imagine or not, when you head back from work to your home and you always thought that your home is your secure place, right? Your safe haven, like a safe space for you to just let it out. But you realize that actually those family members at home are more toxic than your colleagues at work. You will never lead a happy life, and that also means you will lead a very poor financial life. Because what if you want to change job? Because you have a toxic work environment, will your partner support you? No. Your partner may probably scold you. No, don't take the risk, just stay in the same job forever. Then what if you want to quit your job, be a self-employed or business owner? Your spouse will tell you, siao we have so many debts, so many liabilities, and so many bills to pay. We have our child to feed. How can you be so selfish, quit your job and do what you like and don't care about the family at all? So you see how to prosper like that. So for those who are not married yet, really choose your partner wisely. It may be the most important financial decision of your life. And you must know that in order for you to earn more money, sometimes you have to take a leap of faith. And do you realize that sometimes money can be like free money? For example, the welcome rewards from my sponsor. If you can only afford 100 Singapore dollars every month to invest, chances are you cannot even afford to buy one share of your favorite US stock like Apple or Microsoft. But today, I will share with you how you can invest smarter with Moomoo-SG. Because with Moomoo fractional trading, you can own any top traded US stocks from just $5. The minimum order size for fractional trading is 0.001 shares or a minimum buy order amount of $5. And that means with just $100, you may purchase 0.55 fractional shares of Apple at $180 a share. With a lower starting capital, fractional shares make it easier to build a more diversified portfolio, making it more accessible to individual investors. If you're a new customer, you can receive a starter kit up to 680 Singapore dollars, comprising of cash coupons, stock slice bundle, and 30 days guaranteed returns of 5.8% per annum on Moomoo Cash Plus. The stock slice bundle consists of 5 fractional shares including Nvidia, Tesla, Apple, C Limited, and Neo. For those who deposit 3,000 Singapore dollars and perform 3 buy trades, you'll be able to unlock one stock bundle worth about 70 Singapore dollars. And if you're willing to deposit 10,000 Singapore dollars and perform up to 8 buy trades, you will unlock additional 3 times stock bundle worth 210 Singapore dollars. So wait no more, use my referral link down below or scan this QR code right here to get your Moomoo-SG Universal account today. Number 3 bad decision that poor people make is that they do what everybody else is doing. Now, I'm sure many of you can relate that Singapore life is like a mole. If you follow this system, you will do relatively okay. Your life will not be like perfect, but you won't lose out too much. Okay, the general step is that you follow the education route, go to a good school, graduate from it, and then go to a secure job and pray that you don't get retrenched. And yeah, you can bring home the bread daily. You want to start a business? No, it's frowned upon because the whole education system does not cater to this kind of entrepreneurship mindset. You want to be a blue-collar worker? No, it will be frowned upon by your family and relatives because most of them do look down on blue-collar workers, but they do not know how much the blue-collar workers earn overseas, example in Australia, techies. You want to achieve financial independence, retire early, they will say, you siao retire early, do what? You'll become crazy. Retire for millennials and Gen Z is such a taboo word in the years of those baby boomers. You want to move out of Singapore and stay overseas? Wow, you must be crazy. You don't even know how good Singapore is. The fact is, have you even explored out of Singapore? So you tell me how to be extraordinary when you're just doing things that other people are doing. My take on this is that if you really want to achieve what other people are unable to achieve, you have to be willing to do what other people are not willing to do. No doubt that the default life is really stable, really safe. If you just follow it, you'll live a fairly comfortable life. But if you really want to lead a more special kind of life, you really want to have freedom, and you really want to jump out of that comfort zone, you have to really take risks and a leap of faith. Like me, I'm very discomfort right now. I'm in the outdoors, I'm very hot. There are flies everywhere and I'm still recording right here for you. So if you want to lead a similar life like other people, like your neighbors, then continue doing what you're doing. But if you want a more extraordinary life, think about it. Jump out of your comfort zone. So I guess I've shared quite transparently for the 3 bad decisions that poor people made. And I know I'm going to get a lot of hate for this negative comments, and I'm ready to take them on because this is out of my comfort zone. But if I get a really good response, then I'll share more about these topics lah, because it seems like a really entertaining topic that I could go on forever. So see how your audience responds. And I'm definitely not new to this kind of online media scolding thing, because every time I talk about financial independence, retire early, like in this Taobao article review, I'm sure there are many negative commenters already, so you can check this video out on what I said.